So let's talk a little bit about where we are. You know I don't stand behind the podium, so I get out front and start to talk. So on our, I guess I have the clicker, right? Okay. All right. So I always tell you a little bit about what I've been doing. I don't delineate every single thing that I do, but I talk a little bit about what I have been doing over since the last time we had a board meeting. And if you see any grammatical errors, take it for love. I didn't get Dr. Miller to proof my work before I finished it. We've had district cabinet planning meetings. We've had a State Department visitation and some walkthroughs done as well. We've been planning our summer school design meeting. We've had a lot of district transformation work going on. We have a lot of that has to go on. We do that on a monthly basis, and then we meet with our principals to get their feedback, because we cannot do the transformation without the support of our principals. Then we have our principal and AP district transformation feedback session. That's where we work with them. We've had professional learning day for all staff. We've had some Stop the Violence grant planning, and that continues. I was the chapel speaker at Voorhees University. We've had strategic planning meeting with our stakeholders, and we'll continue to have that. I think we have another meeting coming up soon. We've had international teacher meeting as well at one of our schools, and we'll be moving to the other schools to have those. We've had an early college parent meeting at USC SALT with our students who will be beginning our early college academy. I serve on the Allendale County First Steps board meeting, so I attended that meeting as well. And then I had the opportunity to learn about AI, and AI is artificial intelligence revolution. And I had the opportunity to go to San Diego to learn more about that and how I can get my students and my staff and all of our teachers to be able to use artificial intelligence as they continue to move forward. Okay? So that's a little bit about what I have been doing. Okay? So our spring testing schedule is coming up, and I'm going to have Ms. Patterson, who is our accountability person for our district. She's going to talk a little bit about the slide. I often have them come up because I can't do all the work myself, and neither do I want to do all the work myself. I want it to be a collaborative effort. That's why our motto is together we can do this, because we need all persons to be able to make this work. Okay.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
My name, like she said, my name is Ms. Patterson. I am the Director of Assessments, Accountability, and Federal Programs. And what you see up here on the screen is the schedule for our state testing. Our third graders through eighth graders take a test called SC Ready, and they're assessed in ELA, writing, math, and for our fourth grade students and our sixth grade students, science. So what you see up here for elementary and the middle school are the dates that testing will begin. We will begin roughly May 14th overall for all schools, and it will extend throughout the 28th for the high school. The high school, we assess the students in English 2, Algebra 1, U.S. History, and Biology 1. So as you can see, those are listed above. We have been working tirelessly to prepare our youngsters for these assessments, giving them test-like questions, put them in an atmosphere where it's like a mock setting where they're practicing how to answer questions that are similar to the questions that will be on the state test. We also have them to practice just the duration of the time that it would take. A lot of things that we struggle with is our students being able to sustain through the test. So we want them to be able to practice with that. As you can see on the right, we will be taking what we call a field test. And what that basically is the State Department likes to get an idea of how the students are going to do on a new assessment for the next year. Next year, we'll be going to what we call text-dependent writing, not dependent on TDA. And what's going to happen, they just want to see how our kids operate. That'll be only for our 3rd through 8th grade students and our English 2 students. So that will be on May 24th. So parents, please make sure that your students get rest during testing week. Make sure they get a good breakfast in the morning. Make sure that they're not up late playing the game. They're focused, and give it their all. Because a lot of times kids rush through the test, and we just get all types of results. We want them to do their very best because we want to show the growth that we've been doing here in Allendale County School District. Thank you.
And I want to add to that our teachers and our students and our teachers and our principals, all of our leaders have been working really hard to prepare our students. So we're expecting some great things. So we look forward to what those results will yield. Okay? All right, thank you, Ms. Patterson. Point at this?
Yeah, point.
Okay. All right. Why don't you just move this slide? Okay. Next, we'll have Dr. Miller come up, and he's going to talk about our summer learning. It's important for us to have summer learning, and he'll talk a little bit about that. If I need to add anything at the end, I will do just that. He's going to fix the slides for the video. Okay.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Miller. I am the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. And what I'm going to do for you briefly is to give you an update on our summer learning. We've been working hard in planning that. And so what we have here for you is a summer learning promotional video. If you've noticed, it is on our website, it's on our social media pages. So we just want you to see this tonight before I continue my presentation. Thank you.
Technical difficulties. Just hold on. It's a beautiful video once you hear the sound.
All right.
You need them?
The sound is off.
It's muted. The sound is muted on the right.
It's going to play it through these speakers here.
Even if it's muted over there. Oh, okay. Let me start back on this. We're going to start back to the beginning because I want you to hear from the beginning.
To be more inclusive and intentional with how we impact our family. This summer, we will provide our scholars with several learning pathways.
I want to go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
I put a lot of work into this. I want you to see they put a lot of work into this. Mr. Miller, Dr. Miller and his department did a great job with this.
In Allendale County School District, family engagement is a focus as we continue to move Allendale forward. We are not just here for your children, but we are here for you. It is our goal through this summer learning experience to be more inclusive and intentional with how we impact our family. This summer, we will provide our scholars with several learning pathways, which are to accelerate, create, and stimulate. Our Accelerate pathway will provide all scholars with the intervention and grade and/or course recovery necessary to narrow the academic achievement gap because of the COVID-19 learning slide. Our Create pathway will provide an enrichment opportunity for some of our schools to participate in a STEM and/or an arts-based camp. Our Stimulate pathway will be integrated within the other two pathways, focusing on social-emotional learning, character development, and on- and off-site field experiences. To achieve successful student outcomes, it is imperative that the district, school, and families work collaboratively. In efforts to do so, our school district will launch Parent University that will focus on bridging the communication and learning gap between school and home. Sessions will be offered in core academic subjects, STEM, the arts, social emotional wellness, mental health awareness, just to name a few. As we embark on this summer, just remember, we are not only here for your child, but we are here for you.
Isn't that great?
So we're not just here for your scholars, but we are here for you. And so one of the things that you do, that you notice, is that there will be a parent night out opportunity, and you'll hear more about that. So we present to you Summer Learning Experience Keys to Escape, Unlocking Your Full Potential. Has anybody ever heard of an escape room? All right. So if you've ever heard, how about anyone that have experienced going to an escape room? Okay, so that's what summer learning is going to be about. It's going to be creating a holistic escape room across the district for summer learning. So I'm excited about it. Give me a good theme and I like to go. And so with that being said, we have our coordinators. So if you have any questions about the programs that we are offering, for SURDEP, it is for 3K and 4K students. That's Ms. Marilyn Davis. The elementary summer learning program is broken into two parts. One is specific for Read to Succeed third grade. That's Ms. Hanifa Hicks Carter. And elementary summer learning K5, Ms. Latasha Polite. Middle summer learning is 6 to 8, Ms. Dorothy Priester, as well as Ms. Sherry Smart. High school summer learning credit recovery, Ms. Jessica Kennard and Mr. Brandenburg assists with that as well. Right now, this is one of the things that we want to make sure that we put out there, and we have already done so, is we have a tight window for registration. That tight window is 1 month. That is from April 15th to May 15th. So please tell everybody that you know. It is on the website. It is on our social media pages. We've also sent a flyer as well as a QR code and a link home to every single student in the district. But we have to stick to this deadline, May the 15th. The reason why is because we have so many things that come with preparation and planning. And what has happened in the past is that we extend and extend and extend and extend, and then we find out that we're having to readjust things at the last minute for additional children. We want all of our scholars to have the opportunity, but we have to make sure that we follow along with our window and our registration deadline. Okay, this is a few things that you will notice, and I had to, Dr. Kate asked me to do it in 2 slides, so I had to do it in 2 slides. So here we go. This is our escape room framework, and so I want you to follow along with me. Say escape.
Escape.
Excellence.
Excellence.
Self-discovery.
Self-discovery.
Creativity.
Creativity.
Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
And endurance.
Endurance.
This is something that all of the scholars that will come to the Escape Room Allendale will have to remember and know and internalize. Also, Dr. K has this quote that all of us learn and know, and the students will have to do this as well. So do that with me. If a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor, great or small, do it well or not at all. That is what our students will also be doing across the district. What you'll see here is escape rooms will have 7 doors. And we'll let you know as we continue to go, we'll let you know how those unfold. We will definitely have an ELA door. We'll have a math door. We'll have a STEM door. We will have a culinary arts nutrition door. We'll have an arts door with music and dance and singing and theater and all of those things. We have several partners that have partnered with us, and you'll see a little bit down there, as well as mindfulness and social emotional wellness for our students. And so with that, those 7 doors, the idea is that they would receive a key at the end of each week that represents, it will be unlocking the mastery level of whatever they learned that week. They'll do it again the 2nd week and again the 3rd week. And then once they have those 3 keys, they can exchange that 3 key for a master key that will unlock the escape room. Okay? And I didn't mean to do that. Here, our budget considerations is we're budgeting now for 250 scholars. That's a 15 student to 1 teacher ratio. Elementary, 125 students, 9 teachers. Middle school, 75 students, 5 teachers, 1 TA. And we also have some TAs for the elementary school, so usually it's about 5 or so. High school, 55 students, 4 teachers, student tutors. Those are our students that will be tutors. At least 2 per school site. That will be 6. TAs, again, will be based on the number of students that we have. Bus drivers, between 6 and 7 with a bus monitor. We're looking at that because we may have to have, of course, a special services bus that provides special services of transportation. And then lastly, the partners and vendors. We are partnering and have vendors such as University of Salkehatchie for STEM, Pantasia, she does a lot of our music, Original Six, who's offering and allowing us to use the VR glasses for career exploration, Speak Life Enterprise, Character Development, Public Speaking, Kyle Speaks LLC, and Loop It Up Savannah for mindfulness, Clemson Institute for the culinary arts and nutrition. The 1890 summer camp, they are doing a wonderful camp for our students, and they'll also incorporate some of those ELA math, but it will be STEM and other related types of situations for our students and opportunities. So we'll kind of flush that out as well. But with that particular opportunity, it is the first week of the camp. So from June the 10th through the 14th, those students will actually participate in that. And so we'll continue to flush that opportunity out. Allendale Jasper Hampton Regional Library, and then Engaging Creative Minds. And Dr. Cave, the bridge opportunities, the principals have approved and agreed that we will offer a bridge opportunity. Those is for the 5th grade students that are going to 6th grade. We'll have a specific bridge program for those students, and then the students who are going from 8th grade to 9th grade will actually have a transitional type bridge program specifically for those students.
We have to work out 8 to 9, but 5 to 6 is
5 to 6 confirmed, and I think Ms. Hall actually said she was good with it as well.
good. Okay, all right, because I haven't touched bases with it. All right.
Thank you.
Now, doesn't summer learning sound like it's going to be fun?
Yes.
It's definitely going to be a lot of fun this summer. One additional thing, I love to be able to hire the students to be able to help. So we'll be hiring super tutors again this summer. So if any of my students are interested, please make sure that that you come out, fill out the application. If you'd like to be able to work, we do pay $15 an hour. I think that's pretty good. You might could go some other places and make a little bit more, but you won't have as much fun. So human resource update. Now some of this might have changed already, but when I did this last, it was sent to me last Thursday, these were our vacancies. We have, at the elementary school, we have paraprofessionals, we have a media specialist, a parent liaison, an early childhood teacher, an elementary teacher, and an art teacher are the teachers that we're looking for. I am happy to say that we have most of our core content teachers there. We're still looking for a couple of teachers there. They are doing interviews though. School. Can I go back?
Yes, ma'am. Take that other one.
At our middle school, we have a math interventionist, a middle school math teacher, a middle school ELA, TE teachers, paraprofessionals, and a global career development facilitator. I think we're still in need of those positions. Any change?
We have the interventionist person.
Okay. All right, so we have the career development and the interventionist. So we're constantly going down. So we're getting to that. I don't want to start school this year with one single virtual teacher. So Dr. Danny does have some interviews coming up so we can fill those slots, because I know how stressful that is for parents and students to have a virtual teacher. At our high school, Ms. Hall, let me know if I'm incorrect here, paraprofessional, a math teacher, biology teacher, auto mechanics, CDL instructor, Spanish, I think we hired that person, business education teacher and custodian. Does that look like where we are? Okay, and I think the Spanish teacher is on cue to be hired, okay? So we're moving right along and being able to try to fill our staff. District office, we have a project assistant, a chief academic officer, director of technology, a maintenance worker, district psychologist, we're constantly looking for those, and district speech therapists, trying to move away from contractual services if we can, but if we can't, we'll continue to move forward in that direction, and then bus drivers. Do I have any questions about any vacancies that we may have? If you know someone, tell your sister, your brother, everybody else, okay, that we're looking for employees. 24-25 recruitment incentives. I got a whole bunch of, a whole group of superintendents a little upset with me right now because I tried to go above and beyond everybody else, and I did. We have a $15,000 sign-on bonus. bonus. You have to be able to offer teachers in order to get them here because we are rural. $3,000 sign-on bonus for our classified staff. We have an employer referral bonus of $1,000. If you refer someone and they get hired and stay here through January, you get $1,000. You have $500. They need to stay all year, not just through January. But $500 for the classified person. And then we have $1,000 early contract work agreement commitment. Those contracts will be going out at the end of this week. When you sign it by the deadline, then you'll get $1,000 for signing that work agreement or contract. And we have $1,000 at Christmas bonus, and then we are definitely a pay for performance district. Looking forward to being able to give out some big $20,000 checks for some of those teachers who have made their progress with their students. I see a teacher over there smiling like I'm gonna be one to get that check. All right. So we also have some staff that's already been hired. We are proud to announce that we have a Stop the Violence grant, and in that grant came some positions. So we have Ms. Walton, I think her name is Gabrielle Walton, and she's our district social worker, so I'm really excited that she is here. So let's give her a hand. We have alternative school. We have Ms. Penn, who is hired as an assistant for our high school, working with our alternative program. I see somebody I think has been left off of this list here, and he's actually in the room. And then technology, we have Trish, is his name Tristan? Tredes Smith, and he's our technician. We do have another person that has been hired, and I'll have to get with HR as to why they left his name off, but he's here. His name is Tristan, what is Tristan's last name? Armstrong. Oh, that's right, Coach Armstrong. Would you please stand up, Coach? He's our new head football coach, all right? So, and he is a PE teacher at the high school, so we're looking forward to having him on board. And my apologies, your name was left off. Do not take it. Wasn't trying to throw no shade, probably. All right, don't worry. I'll get all the work out of you that and some more. All right. So the path forward, we'll continue to have our budget meetings. We will have our superintendent's advisory group meeting on May 2nd. I have a student who asks me every day that she sees me, when are we meeting again? So I finally selected a date, and then we'll have a community board meeting. We're going to have that on May 20th. We're working on a redesign of our alternative learning program and our tribunal process. Interviews for some district office positions will occur next week. Interview for school-based positions are continuing, work on redesign of our district logo with a theme. There's a company working on that to present to the district. And then we're going to have a town hall meeting for safety, social media, and behavior code of conduct. And I'll wait and work with Mr. Fields to get that designated. Okay? Because we've got some things we need to change in some of those areas. Okay? Any questions for me? All right. You can always email me because I get lots of those. Okay? And I'll be willing and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Again, it's my privilege to be able to serve in a place that I hold dear to my heart as home. Okay? All right. Let's see what's next. Okay, so I'm going to stay up there, all right? And I'm going to talk with you a little bit about some policies that we have to put in place. I talked last time about the credit card policy. We don't have it tonight because this is the second reading. But we moved from a credit card use to a purchasing card use. Ms. Grant, correct me if I'm wrong. So our purchasing card use allows us to have 4 cards, and those 4 cards are divided into various areas. We have one for travel, one for supplies. Now, I'm not going to remember them all. Which one? Athletics, and then one for my office, in the superintendent's office. So when I originally arrived, we had one credit card. And that credit card, to be quite transparent with you, that credit card was tied to my credit report, okay? So I don't want to have all of the district responsibility on my credit file. So we moved towards a district purchasing program, which is state approved, and that's what we're doing in the school district, okay? So does anybody have any questions? There's an accountability mechanism. It's very accountable. They have to come to the district office in order to be able to use the card, signed out. It's like Fort Knox trying to get it away, okay? And you can only use it, has a certain limit. So we have a accountability process in place for that. And I think things are moving well. We've used it already. We're not encountering any difficulty. Ms. Grant and her team are very, very capable, and all of our bookkeepers do a really good job at keeping records. Okay, any questions about the policy? So after tonight, that will be approved. I will send it to the South Carolina School Board Association, and then it will become a part of our records. All right, any questions about that? Okay, our next policy is our reduction in force. Now that doesn't mean I'm getting ready to let everybody go. That's not what reduction in force. As we were going through our contracts, I have to have all the contracts approved by our board attorney. So our board attorney came down and he met with Dr. Robinson and myself, and we went through everybody's contract to see what the fine writing there was about. Okay. So what he noticed was that we did not have a policy about staff reduction in force. So we needed to make sure we put that in place. It allows for us to be able to do a staff reduction in force if we have to. Meaning, if we go bankrupt, everybody can't stay, right? We have to use seniority and then necessity and all of those things in place in order for us to be able to keep staff. So no policy about how to do that. So if something would happen all of a sudden and somebody steals all of our money, we have a big cyber attack and somebody takes all of the money out of the bank, who knows, God forbid that happens. And then I have to begin to figure out who I'm going to keep and who I'm going to let go. I have to have a policy that governs the work around that piece. Okay? So that's what that policy is all about. All right? And we will put it out there for review one more for another month, and then we'll take the second reading on that policy before we finalize all contracts. Because it's on the contracts for every classified and certified employee, but we don't have a policy that governs that. Okay? Any questions? Have questions? Oh, all right.
At this time, Mrs. Grant will come for the financial report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So tonight we're going to go over the financial statement for the month of March 2024. And as you can see on the board, as of March, the end of March 2024, we have already received in revenue $12,213,835. That's the actual receipt. On the next screen, it's the total of expenditures. Through March, we received $9,831,764, which is a surplus of $2,382,071. Do we have any questions from the board? board members, keep in mind, we do have a budget workshop on Monday at 6 o'clock. Boardroom, I think so, in the district office boardroom at 6 p.m. If there aren't any more questions, I'm finished.
So we'll try to offer a virtual option if you need a virtual option. We'll try to offer that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Listen, the part that you probably came for the most, student recognitions and staff recognitions.
You know, one of my favorite things to do is recognize staff and students for all of the work that they do, because I said it can't be done by ourselves. Our children are the ones who deserve a lot of the applause and the recognition. So tonight, we're going to start with our recognition for our students of the month. And our first student of the month is Miss Nova Penn from Allendale. Outstanding kindergarten student. She is willing to help anyone at any time, no matter what. Come on, Nova. Nova has grown by leaps and bounds this year in her academics. She consistently tries to improve by never giving up. Nova has an amazing sense of humor and keeping the class and her teacher laughing. I know she will accomplish some wonderful things. Congratulations, Nova, on a job well done. Our next student of the month is Amir Ballard. Is Amir here? Okay, well, we're going to talk about Amir in his absence. Amir is a kindergarten student in Mr. Dadula's class. He has made tremendous growth in reading and math. Amir's dedication to improving his academic skills and his positive attitude towards learning have been very impressive. Let's congratulate Amir Ballard. Then we have Jaquela Morris. Is Jaquela here? Okay, here's Jaquela Morris is a third grade student in Miss Faven's class. She's very helpful in the classroom and is always ready to learn. Her teachers say that she cannot imagine her classroom without Jaquela. Let's congratulate Jaquela. Next we have Allendale Fairfax Middle School. Is Layla Robinson here? Hello. Okay. So Layla proudly recognizes Layla and Ferdinanda Milan. Is he here? And then Essence Smokes. Is Essence here? Okay. Well, we'll move right on. Their principal and teachers say that they are phenomenal young ladies. I'm sorry, I thought that Ferdinand was a boy. I apologize. Not only are they leaders in their classroom, but they are also student ambassadors of the school. They come to school daily, prepared, ready to learn and work. These young ladies are focused and determined students who are driven to excel. We're so proud of them. Next, we have our Allendale Fairfax High School, and we have Anthony Johnson. Is he here? So Anthony is kind to everyone that he encounters. Going beyond is the norm for him, and he truly gives 110% every day. Anthony is an excellent student and a fine young man. He manages time well by being an honor student, a member of ROTC, a member of the Beta Club, and assists with the varsity basketball team. He does everything, doesn't he? Then Ariana Priester. So it's a pleasure to recognize Ariana Priester as Allendale Fairfax High School Student of the Month. Ariana is an exemplary student that goes beyond what is expected of her. She wants to learn and succeed in life. She is a battalion executive officer in JROTC, president of the junior class, a member of the National Honor Society, a member of the Beta Club, the varsity basketball, and the volleyball. Ms. Ariana Priester. And then last but not least, we have Jakari Johnson, who is our student athlete of the month. congratulations to all of our students. Let's gather for a photo op. Can all of the students of the month come to the photo? We like to put them on the website. It's really important to be able to do that, and put them on Facebook so everybody can see them. All right. One. All right. Oh, that's nice. All right. And leave it on the ground. Somebody can get it. And they are all recipients. They are all recipients of the $25 gift card. Next, we'll have our champions in the classroom, and those are our teachers of the month. We have Ms. Sue Ann Brown Campbell. Is she here from Allendale Fairfax Elementary School? She's the teacher of the month there. Ms. Campbell has done a superb job in her kindergarten class. She worked this year without a teacher's assistant, but that didn't slow her down. Because of her hard work, her class has made significant progress. Our hats go off to Ms. Brown Campbell. And then next, we have our support staff of the month, and that is Ms. Martha Freeman. Is Ms. Martha Freeman here? Nurse Freeman is very helpful around the school. She not only takes care of our students, but she takes care of the staff too. But she helps out in the front office when they need assistance. In addition, she assists Principal Leeds with greeting students as they enter the building in the morning. We are very appreciative for her always lending a helping hand. Ms. Martha Freeman. Next, we'll have Ms. Shernette Morgan. I thought I saw Ms. Morgan. Ms. Morgan is our teacher of the month from the Allendale Fairfax Middle School, 6th grade social studies. She believes it is her duty to establish a rigorous learning environment in her classroom to enable student-centered learning. She's amazing as she is the subject, and she is just amazing a person as she is with her subject content, where she really soars in rapport and interaction with her students. She's an emotional support for all. She's a great example of what it means to be a terrific teacher. And then our Allendale Fairfax High School Teacher of the Month is John Priester. Is Mr. Priester here? So Mr. Priester, it's a great pleasure to recognize Mr. Priester as the Teacher of the Month. He's always willing to go above and beyond for the betterment of his students. When asked to do anything holding classes, he's always there to do it without hesitation. He's retiring this year, and he'll be greatly missed by all of us, Mr. John. Mr. Priester is our auto mechanics teacher, in case you don't know who he is. Then we have Miss Loretta Hartzog. I know she's here. She's our custodian of the month. She's hardworking, wonderful, hardworking.
Yes, she is.
She'll go beyond her duty.
Weekends and all.
And weekends and all, I agree. Allendale County School family. Congratulations to Ms. Hartzog on a job well done. Special recognitions. Now, you know how difficult it is sometimes to get parents to come out and do some of those things, right? So our parents were engaged in a parenting partners workshop. I don't know whether they're all here tonight, but we would like to recognize them. Ms. Patterson, would you come forward to me and do those recognitions for me?
Good evening again. I come before you in a different capacity, in addition to the several roles that I hold. I am also responsible alongside with my amazing, dependable sidekick, my project assistant that I share with Dr. Miller, Miss Carol Simmons. I don't know what I'm doing about this young lady, but she is definitely my right hand, and she helps me get through the day many days. But one of the things that we partner with, and I'm gonna be honest with you, she does about 80% of this, because she's taken on this role and she's owned it and she does it well. We adopted a program called Parenting Partners some time ago. I got it. Some time ago, and we were trying to find a way to bridge the gap between home and school. Now, don't get me wrong, the schools do an amazing job with bringing out our parents, whether it be through math nights, whether it be through SIC, School Improvement Council, PTO. We're doing that on a big scale, but we wanted to do it as a mass with the community. We're not where we necessarily want to be, but we're going to get there. So this program, just to tell you a little bit about it, what happens is a group of facilitators are trained for 2 days. It's a very extensive training that they go through, and they basically prepare them to facilitate workshops for other parents and training them how to promote academic success, how to increase family engagement, and how to build parent leadership, because a lot of times you see us all the time in the forefront. But we want the parents to come up and be in the forefront to kind of lead you all and share with you all their experiences, their story, what they do at their homes to help their children grow and deal with various issues that they combat day to day. Because we know it's hard, and I'm a parent, so I know what you go through day to day with your kids. So this is an example of the flyer that we promoted the workshop with this year. It is a 6-workshop series divided into various topics, and we tried to find a time of the day that majority of our parents are available. I know it's hard to accommodate everybody because you have various work schedules. You have some parents that work third shift. You have some parents that work crazy hours and they're sleeping throughout the day and they work at night, and vice versa. So we weren't able to accommodate everybody, but we tried our best. These are virtual sessions that Ms. Simmons facilitates and she guides, and I'm on there also to help out. But the facilitators, they run the show. They pretty much, this is a copy of the manual. They have a guide that they follow, a script. They don't have to make it up as they go. They follow it to a T. Now, they can deviate a little bit, kind of ad-lib in the sense of sharing some of their personal experiences, but they don't have to guess what to say. It literally guides them through the conversation and teaches lessons about life and about things that you experience day to day with your children. For example, session number 5 deals with discipline. We have an intense, that's one of the most intensive topics, because it talks about the difference between discipline and punishment. There you go. And a lot of people don't know the difference. They think they're the same thing, but they're totally different. Discipline is more harsh. I'm sorry, punishment is more harsh, I apologize. Punishment is more harsh and punitive, and it's more so, let's say your child is running through the house, knock over your favorite vase, and it's like, go to your room, I'm just tired of you. And it's just instant because you're upset in that moment. And so you base the punishment on what happened in that moment. Whereas a discipline is more, I'm training you on how to act in a situation, to learn from your mistakes. So if I tell you every day, tie your shoe, you're going to fall. Tie your shoe, you're going to fall. And that one day you fall and you really bust up that knee, I told you to tie your shoe. You all right? You want a Band-Aid? Stop running. I didn't yell. I didn't fuss. They had to learn.
One of those things that she was talking about with that, as far as with the punishment and the discipline, it comes along with consequences. So that's what she was kind of getting along with, the consequences. With consequences, a lot of times you have like what we call logical consequences and natural consequences. So like, for instance, like a natural consequence, is a result of something just happening. So say, for instance, if a child doesn't study and you tell them to study, they don't study, and then they don't get a good grade, that's a natural consequence. Okay, so a lot of times, and the problem with natural consequences, we learn a lot of times with us parents because we always want to sometimes get in the way. Sometimes if you're trying to teach your child on a natural consequence, you have to kind of get out the way and let it happen. Because a lot of times we want to step in, but no, sometimes you have to let that natural consequence happen for them to learn from that. Okay, but then on the flip side of that, we have what we call logical consequences. Logical consequences is something where the parent has to step in and to facilitate. Okay, so say for instance, if a child is, and also with that consequence, whatever the consequence is, you got to make sure that it matches what they did. So say for instance, if a child is drawing on the walls and you told them don't draw on the walls anymore, and they're drawing on the walls, and for you to say, well, go to your room, that's not a logical consequence. What do they learn from that? No, you have to watch the walls. You're going to get the stuff over here, you're going to watch the walls, and guess what? You have to, as the parent, have to sit there and watch and make sure that they do it. Sometimes with us, with parents, we want to put our kids like on punishments for 3 weeks, knowing we're not going to stick with it. Because by day 2, go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? You're tired of it. So like I said, so always make sure that whatever consequence that you're giving your children, we try to teach them in that aspect also that it's something that's manageable for you and for the child. Okay? So like I said, so with the parenting part of this thing, what we do is like, I remember when I first started and I had a group of parents, they thought that they said a parenting class. I said, no, I don't like to call it a parenting class. I like to call it it's a parenting workshop because they automatically think, well, you guys think I'm a bad parent? Of course not. No, you guys, the parents are running the workshop. What we do is we come together and collaborate as parents. And the way we start that out is we have everybody name, okay, how many children you have in your household, what are their ages? You total up those ages, and then you total up the whole workshop of ages. That's how much parenting experience we have in that one room. That means that we all have something to offer and something to share with each other, something that he might have thought of that I didn't. You know what, I didn't think of that. I mean, that you try that with my child. So and it's just a fun thing. I have a couple of parents here, I can take, they can attest to that. Farrah is one of them. And I can say one thing about she is awesome. She was working on the mail truck, and there was times that she would be driving her mail truck with her phone on in the workshop. She did not want to miss it. Okay, so like I said, and I had, in April was another, everybody come in and we all share, and it's so much sharing that goes on. The workshop is only supposed to be 1.5 up to 2 hours at the most. But because everybody gets so involved in it, sometimes it can go 2.5 hours. Sometimes I have to kind of cut up like, okay, y'all, we got to go. But it's this, that's what it is. We come together as a community of parents and we share. So it's not like, saying that you're a bad parent or you're a bad parent. No, we come together and we get ideas. So go ahead. I would like to recognize the people that did. I'm going to also be giving certificates from the parenting partners to our facilitators who were parents as well as the parents that attended it. Because I have some facilitators that were first-time facilitators, but they're also parents, so they also deserve a certificate as well.
All right, so when I call your name, please come forward. We just want to recognize those who actually finished the program. 6 workshops is a lot to dedicate yourself to. I know it was hard for me sometimes to get on, but I had to, force myself to get on sometimes because you're cooking, you're doing other things, taking care of your kids, but it is a commitment to do it. So when I call your name, come forward, please. We want to first recognize our parent facilitators. If you're present, come forward. First one is Wanda Calhoun. She was a teacher assistant at Allendale Fairfax Elementary School. She was there on every workshop. So they're getting a gift card, they're getting a certificate, and they're getting some prizes and some gifts. We love you, and appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was an awesome workshop. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, Ms. Calloway. Next, I want to recognize, I don't think she's here tonight, but I still want to celebrate her, Penny Preacher Johnson. She is our high school clerk for our district and parent liaison. She also basically made sure that the middle school parents were aware. She attended the conference as well as a facilitator. Also tonight, Ms. Farrah Maynard. She is one of our faithful parents, who is a longtime facilitator.
Yes, I'm giving her her certificate for her completion of the facilitator trainer as well as the completion of the workshop.
Thank you, Ms. Mayor. We appreciate you. Next, as a facilitator, we have Ms. Jayla Nelson. She is one of our new climate specialists. The Stop the Violence grant allowed us to hire this amazing young lady.
Yeah.
She looks young, y'all, but the kids love Ms. Nelson, guys. Ms. Nelson was on every time. She was even sick, guys. She was sick one day, and she was on that meeting. She couldn't talk, but she was listening. She was faithful. Thank you, Ms. Nelson. Now, we did have some parents to come in and out. I'm be honest with y'all. It was hard for them to commit to 6 days. But we had one parent that was on every single night.
Yes, she
And we want to celebrate her really, really big tonight. Miss April Hightower. Come forward. You are the queen. And we are so appreciative. We got a $50 bill. Thank you, Miss Hightower.
Thank you,
For your faithfulness.
yes,
Parents, we need you too. It takes all of us to make this work. And so we want to thank everybody that participated, and we're excited about what's to come. We're not sure if we're going to continue with the parenting partners per se, but we know we're going into the parent university and taking it to another level. That's our goal, to take it to another level so it can get bigger and better. So thank you guys.
Okay, before we move into executive session, I want to thank each and every one of you for attending our April board meeting. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. While we're in executive session, we will be discussing personnel updates, retirements, resignations, terminations, hiring, and transfers. You're certainly welcome to stay, but if you don't want to stay, we surely thank you for attending the meeting tonight. We'll now move into executive session. Thank you all so very much.